this message is for anyone that is on a spiritual journey, a spiritual path, a spiritual of growth, soul evolution, becoming the best version of themselves, becoming the most authentic version of you. This message is for you. So typically on a Monday morning like today, I would be at the gym still or on my way back. But today I was being led to just create a video instead of going to the gym like I typically would. I even have my gym bag in the car. I'm in my gym clothes. And today I decided to just go with what I was being called to do, and that was to make a video and just be an open channel for whatever message it is that needs to come through. And the message that I keep on hearing and that I want to get a message about, get a message out about is being the most authentic version of you. Now, when we're the most authentic version of ourselves, we're calibrating at our highest frequency or our highest vibration. And that is what you want, and that is what you need in order to create whatever it is that you want. Now, when you're on a spiritual journey, you tend to, part of the process that you're supposed to be doing is reflecting on yourself, right? Doing shadow work, looking at yourself and really being honest with yourself and just looking at the things that you could change about yourself or that you no longer want to identify with, right? Versions of yourself before, ways that you would look at things, tendencies that you have, just things that you just no longer identify with because of the stage you are at in life, right? With your soul's journey. Now, what I can say about this is the thing that I've experienced in my own life, because believe me when I tell you, I am nothing like I was 3 years ago. Okay. So 3 years ago, I started my journey with meditation twice a day for 20 minutes each time. And that alone has transformed my whole experience, right? It's just helped me to become a more patient person, a more in the moment person, a more clear-headed person. Just the way I think about things is just completely different because of the level of awareness that I've progressed to, right? So I am no longer that version of myself 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 especially, whatever, what have you, right? And the thing that I've came across and started to notice was that the people around you that have known you the longest, i.e. your family and your closest friends, okay, they will, if they're not on a journey themselves in growing themselves or becoming the best version of themselves, if it seems like they're just kind of stuck in a cycle of just doing the same routine, they're not evolving, okay? They're not growing. They're just not. And that's just the honest truth, okay? These people are most likely going to have a tendency to still look at you in the same way that they've always looked at you, okay? And this can actually be a struggle because as much as you want to shake them and be like, I'm not that same person, it's going to be hard for them to comprehend that. It's going to be hard for them to comprehend that people can actually change for the better and they can become a better, happier version of themselves, okay? So you're going to start to feel and see disconnects around you, especially if you're rising in vibration and they're not, okay? The people that you have the most separation from in terms of vibration, you're going to feel disconnects. You're going to see things like that happen. The best thing you can do in these situations is just to not take it personal, okay? Just have enough awareness to realize that they're on their own path, they're on their own journey, and their perspective is what it is, and it has zero to do with you, okay? Keep working and being the most authentic version of yourself, okay? The more real and transparent you are with yourself, the better you feel in life. Okay. And then also with this comes, you've done things and you've experienced things that have helped you grow, right? It's like things that you want to suggest to people. Like for me, it's meditation. Like I will tell anyone left and right to meditate. That's the one key thing that I can say has had probably the biggest impact on me out of everything I've changed in my entire life is meditation. And that's the thing that I will sit here and tell somebody to do, especially if they come to me and they're telling me things that aren't going right in their life or things that they're struggling with. I will always tell them meditation. Okay. But what you have to understand is if it's not meant for them, either at all or not right now or whatever, the only thing you can do is plant seeds. Okay. So, for example, I had a close friend of mine who was telling me things about her life, and I was suggesting to her to meditate. And every time she would talk to me about it, I would tell her to meditate. And one day she just kind of was like, you just forced me to meditate and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, all I can do in that moment is just, first of all, separate myself from that, because I'm not going to change the most authentic version of myself to please somebody else, especially not ever going to do that. So if someone doesn't like the changed person or the changed version you are, I'm going to be okay with that. And I'm just going to separate myself from that situation. No bad energy, no anything like that. But it's like when we come to a more similar vibration, then maybe we'll be able to, bring that back together again. And if not, you just have to send people the same energy that you want to come back to them. Okay. And that's good energy, right? So the only thing you can do is plant seeds. Hey, I like, for example, me telling somebody, hey, meditation has been one of the most significant things that I've ever experienced in my life. It's the thing that I can go to when I'm feeling tired, anxious, stressed out. Like, this is the one go-to thing that I always have no matter what at the end of the day. And this has changed my life, and this is the best thing I've ever done. You plant that seed and you be done with it. Like, they're either going to water that seed or they're not going to water that seed. And that's okay, because it's their plant. So let them either nurture their plant or kill it. Whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter. All you can do is being the most authentic version of yourself is you being a light in the world. Okay. When you're not the most authentic version of yourself, when you're not who you really feel you truly are, because you are like worried what other people think of you. And believe me, this is something that I have struggled with. Like 3 years ago, I could not talk to anybody about anything. Okay. I was like very much like a people pleaser and just quiet. And I had a lot of social anxiety and just really shut down. But working through all the stuff that I had to work through and peeling off layers and healing deep inner wounds has been so transformative to me. On top of meditation, okay? Like I said, meditation is key no matter what. Getting to a transcendent part of you, the most still part of you. Stillness is where the growing happens, okay? You always have to find time to be still. And honestly, meditation is the best way to get still within yourself. That way you could look within, you just find answers. Not only that, but meditation actually releases cortisol from your body, so the stress hormone. So, message being, always keep being you, no matter what that means for you. As long as you're working on yourself and trying to be the best version of yourself, keep being that no matter what, because you're going to continue to elevate your vibration, okay? Because honestly, being the most authentic version of yourself, no matter what it is, no matter what situation you're in, that will always help you to feel your best no matter what. And feeling your best helps keep you at that high vibration that is necessary to attract everything you want into your life and have the experience that you need, right? So plant seeds when you get a chance. Share your story, share your experiences on what helped you, right? Or for me, for example, like I could give you guys a list of like authors that I've read that have just completely shifted my whole mindset, my way of thinking about things. Like, for example, Wayne Dyer, okay, who I don't even want to like get anything wrong on who he is, but if you research him, he's just done, he's basically someone who, first of all, he's like a psychologist or a counselor or something. Okay, sorry if I got that wrong. But he basically has written several books. He's done seminars and he's taught about things like managing your thoughts, like law of attraction type principles on how to just live your most happiest, authentic version of yourself, right? He has definitely taught me about thoughts, like, and how to manage them. Okay, so he is someone that is so key and so important. Another author, well, I'll say a specific book, is Letting Go by David Hawkins. Now, if you struggle with emotions, like for me, for example, I struggled a lot. I'm a very, very emotional person. So for me, I feel like I experience emotions on an extreme scale. Okay. So I really, something had happened and I just really wanted to stop feeling the way I was feeling. Okay. And so I was actually led to this book by my spirit guides. Okay. And when I came across it, I just knew no matter what, I just had to read it. So I read it. And basically in this book, he goes through every single emotion possible, explains to you just how that emotion works, how it feels, what triggers it, all these different things. And it really helps you understand what emotions are and why they come up and how to work through them. Okay. Which the process is don't shove the emotions down, right? Don't shove the experience down, right? That's how we build up that trauma energy that gets stuck in our body. Okay. Is by not sitting with an emotion and really thinking through, like, why do we feel this way? Why is this triggering to me? Okay, it's because of this, and I know I had an experience before, right, where it was like this. Okay, so it doesn't feel good, but let me sit with it, take some deep breaths on it and like truly let it go. This book explains to you how emotions work and how to work through them and let them go so that they don't rule your whole life, right? The best thing that we can do in life is learn and understand how thoughts work and how to manage them, because thoughts are energy. Okay. Energy is physical matter, no matter what. It is not nothing. It's not air. We can't see it, but it is physical matter that changes, transmutes into something else. Okay. So our thoughts, which is energy, creates the energetic feeling in our body. Okay. So say we have a thought that something was like super scary, and then all of a sudden our body feels like panic mode, right? The anxiety feeling in our stomach, like all that. That's what happens. So when you really learn how to manage your thoughts and catch them when they're not serving you or when they're, not accurate or not true, you can be like, oh, that thought actually means nothing. So let me switch to a better feeling thought. As Esther Hicks, aka Abraham, right? She channels Abraham. Also look that up if you've never heard of Esther Hicks. Please do yourself a favor and listen to literally any one of her seminars on YouTube. Okay. She is amazing. And she has so much good information on how also to manage thoughts. Not only that, but she has a book with Wayne Dyer. Okay. So I could just go on and on about all the people that are just super, super amazing in terms of just guidance. And they all really just channel divine guidance. And that is 100% what I'm doing this morning, and 100% why I skipped the gym to make this video is because I feel like whoever comes across it is meant to see it, for one, and for two, this is also me coming into the most authentic version of myself. Because like I said before, I couldn't speak for the life of me. I couldn't anything. I didn't even know who I was 3 years ago. And throughout this journey of meditation, and also there's so many other things that I've done, which I'll definitely make other videos about that. But I did want to go ahead and take my shot at just basically leaving, a divinely guided message out there, put it out into the universe and see how that goes. And even if one person sees it or 5 people see it and they get something out of it, that's all I care about. I just care about just spreading that love and light and just being the most authentic version of myself, because I also want to vibrate at my highest level. I want my soul to go through the journey it's supposed to go through. And, you know, I'm here to be a light and spread that light and spread divine, you know, guidance. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing when you can become the most authentic version of yourself. And although I'm not done, because it's a forever process, you know, like evolution and growing and working through things within yourself, it's a never ending process. So, but me just even doing this, being on camera and then posting this is just what I needed today to really set me off on a good trajectory for this week, and also for my channel and my content that I'm doing, because it's just going to get better. And I'm just testing out to see what kind of, you know, does the best, what people like the best, what they're called to the most. So if you did like this message, go ahead and leave me a like or a comment. Let me know what you would like to hear next, or what you're called to, or what you connected with. And yeah, let's keep being, you know, lights in this world, because we can't add to the lower vibrations. You know, we got to be that addition of a higher vibration that's going to impact, and just, it's going to keep expanding, you know, our universe. So yeah, that's it I have for today. So go ahead and just be the light that you truly are in this world and in this experience, actually.